Well, Tournament of Elements almost made me give up on Ninjago. Almost. I try next season and I may make the Ninjago video if it's meh. So, ARG time! Official Electric is a corporation that sure exists. Any social media / merch looks like a legit 2010s company, to the point where it's comparable to Sweet Baby Inc. That's even truer when it comes to the website, but first, the game. My god, look at all of these games. Some of them came out a few years ago, so it's been going on for a while. So let's start with the most autistic of the games. Pet. Oh, look at this cutie. How cute are you? Is this a legit pet simulator or another Can Your Pet? Oh, look at this wire now that the 2 meters are maxed out. Let's pull it. I called it! I called it! I despise you even if you gave me $1. Unlike actual Tamagotchi, you don't even use your money for anything. It's just there to make a number go up and up as you're more and more desensitized to it. You wonder if anything happens even if the number goes up. You're not sure if you're the problem or if the game, the system is the problem. By the way, this part sort of gets political for some reason. There's like 4 of these games and the only difference is the graphics and the monsters you torture. Much like how capitalism reinvents itself, the torture game Pet continues to be profitable, it makes money. The games take advantage of your curiosity. Playing the game is the problem. Stop playing them! Is this game a metaphor for the endless grind that is capitalism? Maybe. I could say it's just greed, but the greed is tied to the system. Literally, the video game system, and you cannot separate the concept from the system. It makes sense considering the neatness of the corporation's presentation. The green ain't a bug, it's a feature. I've been trying to make this not political, but I can't. A metaphor for the capitalism system makes too much sense. And I hate that it's at the beginning of the video. And it's not even the worst one. Earth! While Pet enjoyed quite a few sequels, Earth is the only game in the series. You see a character, you click the Earth button until its life ends. Nothing. Even if you quit the page and come back, nothing. I have 2 theories. Either this was a prototype for Pet, or it could be a failed spin-off of Pet. You know, the one where the executives don't get what made the original so memorable, so they strip it off of anything fun to create an hollow shell of a spin-off. So why not milk Pet by releasing an even shallower spin-off? It might make money, unlike the player, so the only objective is to kill without any sort of reward. Yay, it's either that or a prototype, I'm not sure. If you ask me, the amount of Pet games means that it probably has been successful financially. Most other titles, though, can be described as prototypes or just simple games. Although the thing about Rune Chapter 0 is that it's a remaster of the 1984 title, which means that the company stuck around for a pretty long time. You'll see what I mean later. To the point where it reinvented itself through this very simple safe logo. Let's continue through its library, shall we? Junk consists of you walking through an environment looking for a vending machine. You don't have enough money, so you go to the money machine to get $1. But oh no, you needed $1.50. Game over, yeah! As it turns out, 1 divided by 1.5 is 66.666%, like the number of the devil from the Bible. Symbolism. Don't worry, this ain't the last we'll see of him. Defender, on the other hand, looks and sounds like your old Commodore 64 game where you shoot to defend your forts until they inevitably perish. You had one job, that's it. I can't recognize the face from anywhere, but maybe you can. I just really like the eerie vibe of this one, but I don't think it matters in the grand scheme of things. Maybe it establishes the world as something bleak, where forces of nature plunge down to destroy people. Or maybe the forces of God. In Pyramid, you collect a pyramid and lower down the body of someone who probably got impaled. Game over, yeah! As much as I think the pyramid is linked to Sanctuary, it's not the same color, so it's not the same. Someone in the comments wrote that grieving can be a painful process, which oddly makes sense here. Maybe the pyramid represents a memento of the dead person, and taking it meant getting over their death. You may be able to remember that person and feeling closer to them thanks to that object. Heck, I've even made a musical playlist for a friend who passed away so that I could get over his passing. Yeah, I can relate to that feeling. Back to video games. Yippee! Lost involves our main character, that thing. You can click on an angel that tells you, be afraid. The sun, which is implied to be a god. Depending on whether you click on it or not, you'll get a sort of different ending. Someone's watching you anyways, along with a cute boat you can move. Once it's out of the picture, you need to click on the night thing watching you, then click on them again, and you're gone. Either you've been cleansed, or so God help you. I feel like the main character has something unholy, so the knight wants to end them. However, they can't unless the main character is alone. So as soon as the boat leave, bye-bye, cleansed. In this world, anything considered not holy enough gets destroyed, huh? Social commentary? No, we have enough of that, as there exists horrifying creatures so below. As much as I despise the knight, they have a reason to destroy stuff, just not the right ones, probably. Also, the angel telling you be afraid is an ironic take on the be not afraid, implying again that the player might be unholy. As for Sanctuary, you can talk with this Greek philosopher, probably, who is attached to an upside down cross. If you try to leave, the narrator will tell you, no, it's your destiny, and the error screen you back into the game. However, you can go behind the pyramid and find the evil vending machine from earlier, implying that this might be the work of the devil. As you go through red trees, the narrator tells you, you did this. This is your fault. No one will log you. No one will forgive you. Then as you enter the pyramid, your life is almost depleted, by the way. People start telling you the opposite as you approach the fire, although there are hidden messages inside these positive messages. Let's go to the fire, you burn to death. Nothing else. Aside from that, there's a normal cross in the church. Sort of normal, but I think it's its own religion. So it might be about the player seeking redemption for something they did. If so, who is or are the narrators? Either Gateway to Nowhere confuses me and I can't find out what code I tried to use. The comment, it feels like a fade code because I tried it. It does not work at all. As for Runer, oh god, Runer. An entire thread for the game exists. That gives you a bit of an idea. So you start on a title screen with the same symbols as in Gateway. After loading, there's a stranger in town. You, after getting a rose, better to have lost appears. Also, a lock city. They won't like you here, says a white figure. Also, you'd find nothing here. If you go to a secret passage though, you'll find an apple. 3122. Don't worry, if you go to the left, a dragon tells you that your life shall end. Leave here. Outsider, a figure tells you, by the way, the figure is you but color swapped. Either it ends you or you glitch up and cause the person to tell you, "Don't kill me," before the screen cuts to the title screen of Rune. Eh? That's not the same game? Too bad I'm soft-locked. You can also go slightly up, dodge the arrow, follow it, which will lead you to a key to my heart that opens the building up. It still causes that other building to catch on fire and the apples to turn into skulls. After encountering a room full of other palette swaps, at least you get to give a rose to someone who passed away. "I thought I loved you," you said to the tombstone. "You must go," says someone before you get softlocked forever in silence. What? Yes, this tackles the theme of overcoming grief. Again, as the stranger tries to get over a super cryptic puzzle and even themselves to grieve the loss of their loved one. They then just need to leave. Unless you're prepared for loss, it might end you, while just denying the emotion will only make the situation worse. So, is this loss? Yes. I want to scream. Restarting the game every 5 minutes only to get an alternate route was really annoying. Fortunately, Rune feels less like a pain to explore. A few extra tidbits of lore, but nothing game-changing. You can see everything in one playthrough, which, phew, that helps my sanity. Rune starts normally with your hero getting a quest from the king to save the world. You can even click and there's a symbol that appears on the sword. Time to pull a sword from a stone. Yay. As you head down, you may try to fight an angel, or you can head elsewhere to get points for your score. For example, a devil on the left will chase you so that they can give you a -1 sword. That increases your score, somehow. Or a thingy at the right you can collect to make a broken cup appear inside of a cup. It seems like many red spirits are looking at you menacingly. You can also try collecting arrows, but you can't have everything, so it might imply that it's the stranger's grief to bear. Not yours, since you're not the stranger, you're the hero. However, none of that matters because you get owned after telling the angel that you hid the artifacts. Time for your files to get deleted. Booting this 2 again. Yes, this is this 2. As you may have noticed, this 2 looks different from the other ones. So, time to reboot the discs. We get multiple logos of what seems to be official Electric Corporation. Chapter 0. As it turns out, 2 entities are talking, probably the god and the devil of this world. It turns out they're used to the cycle, so all you need to do is click the cup and here's another hero! Time to go on adventure to find the dead turtle thing, as well as something that has been alive for 99999999999 years. Time to meet a confused ghost who's like, "Why are you here?" and uses a familiar symbol to not unlock the door. I'm glad this interference helps your progress. Smoke break? Go to Earth and click the apples. Kill the spider. And now you're at the start of the game. Not as a hero, but as a person who's just stuck there. What happened? The ending probably implies either that someone's trapped in the game or something's keeping them there. Maybe a kind of grief, like it was implied with the rose. Maybe it's chapter 0, so maybe it's someone else's point of view. This too looks awfully suspicious, so maybe someone replaced the game with another game that's probably more personal. So I talk about it later because yes, we're done with the games.
Finally!
But we have a website. Of course, we have a website along with social media. Official Electric existed since 1892, going through multiple logo redesigns according to the site. I'm going to say it now, look at how much effort this ARG went through. It looks like a professional website made by a corporation using the same kind of minimalist UI. I applaud AG Gonzalez as well as the other contributors I don't know who are for their efforts, to the point where in the brand guide there seems to be an important letter. How important was this corporation? I can't find any about section, all we got are clues here and there. The entire website seems to be canon as well as the merch and most social media. A manual for Rune seemed to be available, only at a con though. Okay, so it specifies that the company used to create electric stuff then got redesigned in 1962 by the Maniac computer on an old Facebook post. Think about the social media aspect later, probably, because hidden in the website is yet another game, the Nothing Gallery. It's also called Sanctuary if you download it, so maybe it's a final version of the Sanctuary game from earlier. I'm confused. You know, this is probably the longest game of them. You just walk through a museum looking at art while making choices. Quite a few things such as that Greek philosopher or care for life signs aren't considered art. Same for an ad where the person has horn and a tail drawn on them. And fire. Lovely fire that won't burn you at all. I don't even know what this door is. What is that? Aside from that, it reminds me of a contemporary art galleries or the beginning of Eve. I like Eve. Other attractions include a blue skull with a red eye, a pyramid head ringing over a needle and a sphinx. She stares, a smoke break, inverted 5, a labyrinth, a skull and their treasure with half an eye, a bloody traveler, red and blue faces of evil, a picture of two people, question mark, me getting up from my bed, hello, a pen. I carry a 700 degrees Celsius fire in my hand with people walking around me, a vending machine, relax, humanology, and after a while you get a message that I think is for an ad for the pills.
Pollution. With all the ugliness in the world, it's easy to forget the beauty that sits right in your pocket. With Gaia Link, any task is just a thought away. Just a simple cerebral implant takes only 5 minutes. Ask your doctor and local mobile provider today if Gaia Link is right for you. We know it will be.
You should explore that gallery because I am missing some things. At least it's not as eerie as we're watching out for you and its message about, I don't know, an experiment as...
I didn't know. None of us knew. But the die was already cast. I worked the numbers over and over, presuming the worst possible conditions. I did everything right.
As well as the bloody letters with an unsafe sign. So what are my theories? First, please explore these games by yourself. I may have missed stuff. And second, oh god, Official Electric is a company that tried to branch out into multiple menus, until, eventually, video games, the only ones left being pets or prototypes. Most of these titles involve a religion of some kind. However, shady things happen, as explained with the leather and the herd game. Also, something happened to someone in in the real world. Death. So whoever developed Runer got affected by it. Same with Rune. Both explore different perspectives on the grief through metaphors, including feeling trapped in Rune or the tombstone / facing yourself in Runer. I expect something involving the "we're watching out for you" computer thingy, leading the devs to need to take medication, as it is implied in the Nothing Gallery despite being considered not art, leading to the madness until the brand gets revived thanks to AG Gonzalez. Also smoking, doom scrolling, etc. I kinda feel bad for the person involved. Meanwhile, in-game we got 3 factions, the Holy, the Humans, and the Demons, all being at war or something. Anyone questioning the Holy gets cleansed. From the hero to any stranger, everyone needs to be afraid. The Holy also trick people, like in the events of Sanctuary, to make them burn. However, the demons also are known to be tricksters, like with that vending machine. Maybe the demon tricked a person in Sanctuary. I don't know. Ironically, the god thingies shown in Chapter 0 produce heroes, almost as if that was a part of a cycle. Many beings being alive from 99999 years, or straight up eldritch horrors watching you. Everyone gets the forbidden language, I don't know what that is. Somehow the corruption of the game has gotten to twist the intentions of these characters. That's kind of it when it comes to the world. As much as the stranger may be linked to the corruption, it all may be related to the real world incidents. So now we're getting a remaster of this shady game, probably in 4 discs, I don't know. This entire ARG baffles me, and the spider represent my sanity. Now play all of these games, go to the website and join my insanity. Also donate to AG Gonzalez and Official Electric so that we can all suffer. Woo! Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe, and bye!